Which flower is associated with Northern Ireland? The daffodil, the thistle, the shamrock, or the rose? The last battle between Britain and France was the Battle of Waterloo. True or false? £100 is the highest value note in circulation in the UK. True. Where is the Lake District National Park located? Scotland? Which two responsibilities will you have as a British citizen? To buy food locally? To volunteer in a community project at least once a year? Who was born in Stratford-upon-Avon? Jane Austen, Charles Dickens, William Shakespeare, or why is 1928 an important year in women's voting history? Women were given the right to vote at the age of 18, the same as. What does Hogmanay refer to? Christmas Day in Wales? What is the capital city of Northern Ireland? Cork? Edinburgh? Which of the following wars took place between 1899 and 1902 in South Africa? The 100 Years' War. Northern Ireland uses a system called individual registration, and all those entitled to vote must complete their own registration form. True. Which two of the following policies are not controlled by the devolved administrations? Health, education. How old do citizens of the UK, the Irish Republic or the Commonwealth have to be to stand for public office? 18, 21. How did the government promote policies of free trade during the Victorian age? Abolishing a number of taxes on imported goods. Abolishing. Who was Admiral Nelson? One of the tribal leaders who fought against the Romans. A British officer. During the Middle Ages, who were the serfs? Peasants who had a small area of their lord's agricultural land. Soldiers. Which invention led to the rapid development of industry in Britain during the 18th and 19th centuries? The MPs can only be contacted by post. True or false? What movement challenged the authority of the Pope? The Swinging Sixties, the Reformation, the Suffragettes. What English king introduced the Domesday Book? King Henry V? King Henry IV? What did the Butler Act introduce in 1944? Free primary education in England, Wales and. What is the small claims procedure? An informal way of helping. What building was constructed in Hyde Park to hold the Great Exhibition of 1851? The Christ. Who was Florence Nightingale? An economist, a painter, a nurse, or a poet? Who is the patron saint of England? St. George, St. Patrick? Where is Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park located? England, Wales, Scotland. Wales has its own established church. True. What stories are associated with Geoffrey Chaucer? The Cambridge Tales? When is Boxing Day celebrated? 31st of October? What is the name of the holiday when banks and many other businesses are closed for the day? Credit. Why were women given the right to vote? In recognition of the contribution women made to the war effort during the First World War? What do you need to drive in the UK? An L plate? A national insurance number? A valid drive? Where does the Fringe Festival take place? Fraserburgh? Edinburgh? How many members does the Welsh Government have? 150? 120? The names of photographs of young people found guilty of a crime can be published in newspapers or used by the media. True. What was Edward Elgar famous for? He was a musician. He was a. Which of the following is not a British banknote? £50? Where does the Scottish Grand National take place? Fife? When did the UK join the EU? In 1957? During the reign of Elizabeth I, a large fleet of ships was sent to England to conquer the country and to restore Catholicism. What did the Habeas Corpus Act introduce? That every prisoner has a right to a court hearing? What did Emmeline Pankhurst fight for? The right to liberty and security? The right for women to... What is the Proms? An annual event that gives awards in a range of... What was Isaac Newton known for? The discovery of insulin? When did the First World War come to an end? In 1922? Who built a wall in the north of England to keep out the Picts, ancestors of the Scottish people? Which two universities participate in an annual rowing race that takes place on the River Thames? The University of Oxford, the University of Cambridge, the University... Does Britain have a written constitution? Yes or no? Is St Helena part of the UK? Yes. Where is Theatreland? Docklands? London's East End? London. What is the name of the UK currency? Euro? What other name is given to Diwali? The Festival of Lights? Ash. What is the Enlightenment? A period of total peace in England? A period when new ideas about politics, philosophy and science were developed? Which of the following charities helps the environment? NSPCC? Which of the following was a crucial aerial battle fought between Germany and Britain during World War II? The Battle of Britain? What was Margaret Thatcher famous for? She fought for the right to vote for women? Which two languages combined to become one English language? Latin? By law, radio and television coverage of the political parties must be balanced, and so equal time has to be given to rival viewpoints. True. Where did the Spanish Armada come from? France? What is the name of the war memorial located in Whitehall? Dumfries? Cenotaph? Roy... The UK government has never suspended the Northern Ireland Assembly. True. Who is responsible for the opening of the new parliamentary session each year? The Prime Minister. When was the Domesday Book written? After the Viking invasion? After the Norman conquest? After the last... The Northern Ireland Assembly cannot make decisions on which two of the following issues? What should you do to make a complaint about the police? Choose two answers. Write a complaint letter to the House of Commons. Go. What flower did William Wordsworth write about? Rose. When is St Andrew's Day celebrated? 7. Can the national anthem be played if the Queen is not present? Yes. When were the first coins in Britain made? The Stone Age. Who was Emmeline Pankhurst? A suffragette? Who did Britain fight against in the Crimean War? Turkey? Russia? France? How old do you have to be to buy alcohol in the UK? 17? 18? Which of the following is a Crown dependency but not part of the UK? Shetland? Isle of Wight? Isle of Man? Or Anglesey? Is the BBC controlled by the government? Yes. How many members does the Northern Ireland Assembly have? 12. Who was in charge of the British fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar? Oliver Cromwell. What was inscribed in the first coins to be minted in Britain during the Iron Age? The towns, cities and rural areas in the UK are governed by government-appointed officials. Where is the Tate Art Gallery located? The version of the Bible created by King James I is known as Authorized Version, Reformed. What is the period of the 1960s known for? A. Between 1680 and 1720, many refugees called Huguenots came to England. Which country did they come from? Pakistan. What is the most famous tennis tournament played in the UK? The Queen. MPs can only be contacted at their office in the House of Commons. What is the day when jokes are published in newspapers and telecasted on TV? Which Scottish king defeated the English at the Battle of Bannockburn? King Charles. Who invented the World Wide Web? Sir Tim Berners-Lee? Sir Peter Mansfield? How are civil servants appointed, and what political party do they belong to? They are chosen on merit and form part of the Liberal Democrats Party. They are chosen randomly and what is known as the Dunkirk spirit. When the German Air Force bombed London and other British cities at night time, the evacuation of Allied. You have to be at least 21 years old to serve on a jury. True. If you wish to be a permanent resident or citizen of the UK, you should choose two answers. Respect the rights of others, including their right to their own opinions. Buy a house in the UK. Which of the following major sports events took place in the UK in 2012? The football. Charles I believed in the divine right of kings, so he tried to rule without the Parliament, to rule with the approval. What is the Union Jack? The flag of the Commonwealth? The flag of the United Kingdom? Who was voted the greatest Briton of all time in 2002? Mo Farah? Admiral Nelson? Which of the following statements is true? Women in Britain today make up about half of the workforce.